Hey guys, Jay here with Word of Advice TV. Recently, I noticed that the window air conditioner in our room was starting to take longer and longer to cool the room. And the reason why is actually the most common reason why this happens. And the reason is a dirty air filter. Just like many people out there, I totally forgot about my air filter until I started noticing that it's not working quite like it used to. And being that we're going through a bit of a heat wave right now in the country, I thought I would make this brief video as a reminder for everybody that has a window air conditioner to occasionally clean the air filters on your unit. And if you don't clean it long enough and you let it get super dirty, not only is it going to start cooling less efficiently, the evaporator coil in the unit might freeze over. And in that case, not only are you going to be cooling less efficiently, your unit is going to stop cooling altogether. It's kind of interesting how it works, so I'm going to show you a little demonstration of what happens to the temperature of the airflow when you have a dirty air filter. To do this little test, I'm going to be using my multimeter with a temperature probe plugged into it. I'm going to set it to temperature, and then we're going to go ahead and turn this window AC on. Make sure the compressor kicks on. Let's set this to cool and leave the fan on high. Okay, so my compressor kicked in and the temperature is starting to drop. I like using the temperature probes with the multimeter because they're super sensitive. So if I grab this with my fingers, look how fast the temperature changes. So I'm going to go ahead and let it run for a while to allow the temperature to stabilize. Alright, so I let it run for about 2 minutes, and the temperature of the air coming out is sitting at around 38 degrees. And now, can you guess what will happen once I pull the dirty air filter out? Is the temperature going to go up, or is it going to go down? Let's find out if you were right. The temperature is actually going up. And on my particular window unit, this is a GE saddle style window AC, there's another filter right in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out as well. And as you can see, this one is dirty too. And when we go back to our temperature, we see that we're now sitting at about 43 degrees. And because the window air conditioner is pulling humidity out of the room, there's condensation that starts to form on the evaporator coil. So if I run my fingers on it, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but my fingers are wet. So what do you think will happen to this moisture if the air temperature is going to go lower and lower? So if this filter that I have, which is pretty dirty but not terrible, I've seen much worse. If this is completely caked, the temperature of the air will continue to decrease until it gets to 32 degrees or lower. And once it hits the freezing point, the condensation on these coils is going to start to freeze over. And once a layer of ice grows on the evaporator coil, then you're going to have barely any cold air coming out of your window AC. So if you run into this situation where you forgot about your air filter for a long time, and when you go to clean it, you see that there's ice buildup, turn your air conditioner off and allow that ice to completely thaw out before you turn it back on. And on the topic of cleaning these air filters, some people make it a lot more complicated than it should be. You actually don't even need a brush. All you need is some running water, any sink in the house, or just go outside and wash it down. You just need your fingers and some water, and that's it. In fact, let me just show you an example of how I clean mine, and you'll see how simple it is to get all this stuff off. I like to clean mine outside, and I don't even have a hose hooked up. And you don't even need to wait for them to dry out. You can just go ahead and slide them right back in. And the airflow that is going through the filter, it'll dry it out real quick. Besides the air filters, one more thing that needs to be occasionally cleaned is the condenser coil outside. In this video, I'm not going to show how to do this, but I do have a separate video where I show you how to clean that. I'm going to put a link to it in the comments. Now that we got the clean filters back in, let's put our multimeter back up here and see how that affected the temperatures coming out. Okay, and just like last time, I let it run for a couple of minutes to let the temperature stabilize, and it's pretty steady at about 43.5 degrees. It might go a little bit lower, but this is much better than the 38 degrees that we had previously. And that is all I had. My window AC is now running much more efficiently, and hopefully yours will be as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And for those of you that made it all the way to the end of the video, I have 2 jokes for you. Number 1. Why did Spider-Man join the computer class? So he could improve on his web design. And number 2, what does a secret agent do when he goes to bed? He goes undercover.